At some point as a photographer or videographer, someone has come up to you and asked, "What camera are you using?" Instead of asking, "What camera are you using?" it should be, "What lighting are you using?" Because in reality, your camera is nothing without lighting. But first, let's get to the root of the problem. Does cheap gear equal poor quality? We think the cheaper we go, the worse our image will look. But as a photographer and videographer, buying gear is the most painful thing you can do, as just buying one more thing seems to be the mantra of a creator, which forces us into putting as little effort into buying what actually makes the image look better. Lighting. This can be small, medium, or large lighting devices. Now each one has its pros and cons, but the simple fact of the matter is, which one gets the job done? Because when you're first starting out, the last thing on your mind is understanding lighting. But it is one of the most important things that can be utilized as that photographer and videographer when trying to build a scene and trying to get the best quality out of that scene. Let's first start with the smallest one. This is the Aputure MC. It's light, it's compact, and it even has magnets that you can stick pretty much to anything that is metal. It has multiple settings on it, all the way from the CCT, which is your Kelvin, which goes down to the 3200K all the way up to 6500K. It's got the FX lighting on it, so you could use it in TV mode, you can use it with lightning, you can use it in a few different ways so that you can create an effect with it as well. It comes with a diffuser as well, so if you need some of that soft lighting, you can just throw this diffuser on it, and then there you go. You got some nice soft elements happening. Just by changing that dial, you can see changing the different colors, and it just keeps going. Change it to whatever you like, to whatever hue you would like, and you can also control it with your phone by changing those colors. Battery life is also pretty good on this. I haven't had any issues with actually sticking it somewhere and leaving it there for a very long time. Again, that's based on the intensity dial, so if you dial it up all the way to 100%, you're gonna get a little bit less battery life, but if you dial it down a little bit, you'll extend that battery life. So when you need just a little bit of light, this is the one. Oh yeah, that'll hurt your eyes. I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna let your pupils redilate now. Now that light isn't exactly super small, but it's not really large either. It's one of those lights that you can actually take with you on a shoot as well if you need something a little bit bigger than that MC light. And that's what makes it such an incredible, and I don't want to call it small, but it's one of those perfect creator lights where if you need something that doesn't break the bank but is also really good quality, the Amaran 100XS. It goes from 2700 Kelvin all the way up to 6500 Kelvin. So you can get that range of warm tones all the way up to the cool tones. Now this light has a standard fitting on it, which means you can use those really small softbox lighting, or you can go all the way up to the really large softboxes. It's really suitable for those small or medium-sized rooms where you just need to light it up, and you don't need those really big lights to light up such a small space. It does feature a super silent cooling fan on there as well, and you can barely hear it, which, here, watch this.
These are the cooling fans. My refrigerator's louder.
This way, any embarrassing moment that you have, at least you'll be able to hear it with your mic. And you won't have to worry about the whizzing of the fans. It has a little wire to mount the power supply to get it up and out of the way if you need it to be. It also has that range of effects lighting with the lightning, with the paparazzi, with the fireworks, so that you can just change the effects on it anytime you want. It's been a great little light just to give me the warmth that I'm looking for, and also the portability, so I can take that one anywhere. And that actually fits in my backpack instead of carrying around the big 300D Mark II, which we'll talk about right now. Those two lights did not cut it for you, and you need something a little bit bigger. The 300D Mark II is definitely the light that you would want to get. Now, this is a daylight light, and what that means is it's 5600 Kelvin constant light. It does have the FX functions as well, so you could get the lightning, the paparazzi, and all those different types of effects should you need them. But it can also be synced up with your phone, so you can control the light from your phone as well, along with all the other lights. Now, I do use multiple softboxes with this light. I can use the small softboxes, and I can go all the way up to the really large softboxes. This light is made for a lot larger rooms, but I've also used it in smaller rooms, and I've just dialed down the intensity on it. I do love to be able to play with that intensity, especially if I'm getting really close to a subject or if I'm getting really far away from the subject, especially in those lighting areas where it is a lot larger area, so I need to cast that light a lot further. It does come with that reflector for those more direct lighting situations, but you can also use the different soft boxes to go along with that. It also comes with two larger fans on the inside, and you can actually hear those a little bit more than that 100 XS. And rightfully so, because you're pumping out 300 watts of power, and it's like trying to dial in the sun. You probably won't have to go outside. You might as well just turn that light on and get yourself a sunburn. Now, you can see in this comparison shot that I had used 5600 Kelvin for the temperature of the light, and you can see that I used 20% intensity. Now, you can see the 300D is a lot brighter, and you can see that the 100X is actually a little bit softer, and that's because of the power output. Now, if you just need to set it and forget it kind of light, this light definitely does it all, and the quality of that light is really, really good. Now, it is based on that circumstance and what you need for the power output. With a massive amount of decisions when it comes to how to light your scene, first decide what the size of the light you need is, and then you can start narrowing down based on the search which light is right for you. Is there a one-size-fits-all light? No, just what size fits you. And before you know it, instead of people asking you about your camera setup, they will start asking, what light are you using?